I'm vengeance.
Wakanda forever!
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a weekly rendition of the Suit Up Geek Fix podcast of WandaVision. It's Friday night, and you know where you should be because you're right there right now. We're here to talk some WandaVision episode 5, and boy, oh boy, what a fucking episode, I gotta say. Dude, I knew we were in store for something big because if no one knew, might as well go over it. There was a massive leak, and the end of this episode was leaked apparently to multiple people that we do know, Leo. But besides that, I just want to say I was not expecting for this episode to pull as many punches as it did. Besides that ending Pietro Maximoff, or they're calling him Pietro, they're not labelizing him yet.
Spoiler warning! Spoiler warning!
Bro, there's no spoiler warnings. Bro,
Terrible.
No spoiler warnings
Terrible.
at this point. Bro, if you come into any review at this point, not even ours, like I've literally watched at least 6 reviews of WandaVision today to get prepared and make sure I remember everything. No one says spoiler warning anymore. They just get right into it because at this point, I think everyone just understands we're at like the middle of an MCU film. So this is finally when we're starting to get answers and like the big reveals. And we got one big reveal today, so let's just talk about that real quick. Get that off the plate because I know that's what's on everyone's mind. Pietro Maximoff, supposedly, or we don't really know, but Evan Peters that plays Quicksilver in the X-Men Fox universe that recently just ended in 2019 or 2020. No, yeah, 2019. What am I talking about? With what was the name? Dark Phoenix? Already forgot because it's such a bad movie. But yeah, we've had speculation about how the X-Men were going to come into the MCU now that Disney owns the rights to those characters. And we were all curious what they were going to do with Quicksilver because if no one knows, Quicksilver and Wanda are both the daughter and son of Magneto. But we've not had a Magneto in this universe. So it's crazy to see that Pietro that might be from the X-Men universe show up at the end of this episode. So before we get into it, I just want to say, dude, there was this one quote that I actually just watched right now that kind of put this all into perspective for me. Wanda doesn't even know who that is either because she did not control who appeared there. She even said that I don't know who that is. I did not tell anyone to come here since we all know that she's in control to a certain extent from what I still think. But yeah, I'm just going to jump to whoever wants to talk first. What were your thoughts?
I wanna hear what Deibs has to say about this first. That's who I wanna.
Wait. All right. I'm going to talk about this episode first because, like, I just want to give general thoughts because this was by far the best episode to date. And if these last 2 episodes are any indication of where these last 4 episodes are going, holy shitballs, because it has just raised the bar and raised the bar. I loved the pacing of this episode. I think the balance of this episode between sitcom and, Wanda's fake reality was perfect. How many times have I said, guys, like when this show shines when they're really exploring and deep diving into Wanda's subconscious and everything, that darkness that's revolving around Wanda, trying to just shove down her trauma and childhood and all that to best she can do. Regarding that reveal, man, it was one of those episodes where I wish I was recording myself because after the credits dropped, I just like jumped out of my recliner and just paced for like 10 minutes because it was like one of those moments where I spent this was like Game of Thrones level, like predicting and creating theories and how they're going to tie in mutants and all that kind of stuff. I had that moment where I was like, damn it, why didn't I think of that? So I just love the nod of X-Men Dark Phoenix's Evan Peters Quicksilver. By the way, I got to say, I'm not a fan of bringing in the old X-Men back into the MCU. I think it's The limelight should be on characters like Rogue, characters like Gambit, characters like Storm, the Kitty Pryde. Those are the characters that deserve their time on the big screen. However, that reveal, I thought for sure was going to be Doctor Strange. I don't know about you guys. That was like my first vibe. But when I first saw that reveal for Evan Peters, it was just absolutely crazy. Best episode by far. And it has just continually raised the bar. This is last week was my favorite episode. Now this week is my favorite episode.
I also want to remind everybody, I would say around 15 minutes in, Monica and Darcy and Jimmy Woo all look at the monitor and talk about astrophysiology, if that's the word. I'm pretty sure that's the word. And Monica talks about a astrophysicist or something around that realm that she knows. And that's what I thought was going to be the big reveal at the end of the episode. So now we also have to think about who that is. But before we jump into that, let's go straight to AJ. What are your opinions on Evan Peters right now?
I thought it was a cool reveal. I'm not as excited as everybody is about Evan Peters as Quicksilver in the MCU. Still, there might be a way to make him not Quicksilver and make him either Nightmare or Mephisto.
Wait for it. Well, let's get into that later, AJ.
Okay, fine. But regardless of all that, I thought this was a brilliant episode. Paul Bettany, I think this is one of his best performance from film, TV series. Doesn't matter. I think this is one of his best. So performance-wise, I just loved everything about it. And then you just see Wanda just going apeshit around, just showing who's boss, basically. And I love that. I forgot the head of the director is. I forgot his name, but I thought he was
Hayward, director.
Yeah. I thought he was annoying. To be fair, is to push the plot along,
dude, how big of a douchebag is Hayward?
Yeah.
My goodness, like he's like the new that new Hydra guy, like the Thaddeus Ross.
Oh,
yes,
Captain
yes,
Pierce?
yes.
Oh no.
I just hate the face kind of dude that calling Wanda a terrorist. Literally, like he's either working for Hydra or he's working for AIM. It's one of those.
Bro,
to be fair, she is technically a terrorist because she kidnapped people. Well, they think that that she kidnapped people to have this own city around the bubble. So to be fair, to think that she's a terrorist is a fair point, but yeah, I just think he's annoying. And so
I want to mention something real quick that I just remembered. We have to think about the timeline and how that might affect Wanda mentally. So let's just put in perspective. I'm pretty sure I did this last week. Infinity War happens. 5 years happens to people that didn't get snapped, but it felt like a blink to the people that did get snapped. So it's as if a few seconds went by and not the 5 years. So just like Monica was saying at the beginning of the first episode or the last episode, was she was right there with her mom, and that's the last thing she remembers. And we sort of see something like that with Vision later on, with him being reassembled. But I just want to say the whole thing with Wanda is, dude, I was about to go into Mephisto thing, but I have to stop because I know that's where we're going. But Loretto, what were you talking about, man? I'm not going to the Mephisto stuff yet.
So it's like I'm just commenting on the reveal itself.
Yeah,
right?
Go ahead, man.
Okay, so I know that Elizabeth Olsen mentioned a Luke Skywalker-esque reveal.
No, she didn't. I'm sorry to interrupt, but she did not say that as a Luke Skywalker-esque feel. That was the headlines that said that, but she technically did not say that.
Oh, okay.
I just want to point that out.
Anyways, at any rate, all these comic book sources and news sources, they like to give you clickbait stuff to click on, right? Mm-hmm. So regardless of that, I am 100% positive we are going to get a reveal at the end of the season. I'm not quite pinned it down yet, but what I will say is this Evan Peters thing is important, if not as important as the Luke Skywalker thing, because whether or not that's really him, the fact that they did it, I think speaks volumes to what the MCU can do going forward. And with that being said, all I gotta say is I'm obviously a huge X-Men fan. I grew up on the animated series. You know, you can check my ring phone 5 years ago. It was na. But anyways, can I just say that if we get anybody back, it would be wonderful to see James McAvoy or Michael Fassbender come back, because not only are they such great actors, their age is perfect at this moment in time for them to grow into the older Magneto and Professor X that we saw with Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. And they're both phenomenal actors. So whether or not it gets recast, whether or not they come back or not, even if we just see them once, my heart would soar. And that's how I feel, or that's how excited I got when I saw Evan Peters. It wasn't so much Evan Peters himself. It was the possibility of who they could bring in from that world. So
it's 100% Fassbender.
All right. So let me add to that. I agree with all three of you. Now you're like, why? How can you agree with all three of us? Now, I agree with AJ. I think anyone other than Peters should just be recasted. I felt like Peters was in a prime position since he played Quicksilver, and who just so happened to be his co-star in Kick-Ass, Aaron Taylor Johnson, was also playing Quicksilver at the same fucking time, boggling all of us. And now he has this chance that Aaron Taylor Johnson probably isn't coming back. Or I want to say in a big extent, like down the line, he's not going to play Quicksilver anymore. So I feel like if they do this with Peters, this is the only one I'm kind of cool with. The rest I kind of want to see recasted. But Deibs, straight to you, man.
I just want a quick note before you go on. The only there was two negatives in this show. Hayward, scumbag, what a douchebag. The other negative of this episode was the fact that they missed out on putting Message in a Bottle as the end credit song. This series has been awesome, like from just Jimi Hendrix to amazing songs at the end of the credits. I was waiting for a Message in the Bottle. You know that song? Not Message in the Bottle. It's
sending out an SOS.
No. I fucked up. It's the Quicksilver song in
if I could have time in the bottle.
That song's fire.
You know that song? That would have been the perfect song to finish and wrap up in a bow the best episode of the season to date.
All right.
I want to bring up something before we continue.
Go ahead.
It's the casting from different universe theory thing that people are just bringing up, where you have Evan Peters from X-Men. I don't think, for me personally, I don't think that they're trying to connect the X-Men universe or the Spider-Man universe together. I think like Alfred, what's his name? Alfred Molina. Yeah. I don't think he's going to play the exact same character as he did in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. I think it's going to be a totally different type of Dr. Octopus. Or even if he's not playing Dr. Octopus, I don't think he is. But if he does, it's going to be like a different type feel. I don't think they're trying to bring in the Sam Raimi's universe and then Mark Webb's Spider-Man universe, and then bring in the X-Men universe. I think those universes are done for. They're just bringing in those actors for hype, and it's.
I gotta disagree, AJ. But I'll let you go. Go ahead.
No. I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me on this one because
I don't think you think I'm gonna disagree with you for the reason you think though.
Okay, then go ahead. Go ahead.
I think they simply are just doing it because one, it's the easiest to explain with the multiverse, and two, it's just easy to cast and everyone loves them. That's what I'm gonna go off.
That's not Kevin Feige's MO though. He likes to cast people that nobody really expects. He likes to think smart instead of easy.
I think they're going to do 50-50. I think they're going to do 50-50 because they're obviously bringing Peters into this. We don't even know if this is him, by the way. Let's just say this is. Let's just pretend this is him. And I don't know. This is just all up in the air. We're not Marvel. We're just one of us is gonna guess the right answer. There's only so many right answers here. We're gonna guess
possibility that
So
I mean, we all have different answers.
Continue this too much. But let's get into like the real juicy stuff, the Mephisto shit. Let's just go over a bunch of bonkers news, and I'm gonna start this off in saying we finally really know that it was Wanda consciously knowing that what's going on around her.
Mhm.
But if you guys listen to the dialogue subtly, she says that she doesn't remember how this started. And so what my theory is Mephisto mind controlled her because we saw a video of right after Endgame of her going to go steal Vision's body. And by the way, if no one caught this, because I actually didn't catch this until I watched the video, the reason why no one ever brought Vision back is because we also know that he doesn't need the Vision to survive or the Mind Stone to survive. It was on his death wishes that they didn't rebuild him. So I thought that was a nice little simple explanation that they did for that. But to continue on the Mephisto stuff, I think that he hijacked her and controlled her to do that. And she doesn't seem to know that the hexagon, as they call it now, is actually affecting the outside world. She thinks it's only within a small bubble within that Westview community that she created, supposedly, and she doesn't know that it's growing a little bit, as we found out in the last episode from Darcy, is as time is going, it's growing more and more and more to eventually it takes over the entire world, whether that might be in a few weeks or not. But this all takes place within a week and a half or 2 weeks of Avengers Endgame happening, by the way. But yeah, what are some of your theories, guys? Go lay them out there.
I guess I'll no. Should I go first? No, I won't go first. Anybody can go first. Leo, you can go first. I mean,
wait, sorry, Leo. Amanda reminded me in a comment. The children are also real. They're not in her mind. She created them, but they're real children with real powers. So let that sink in. Sorry, Lo, go.
No, you're good. Hey, so could I just say we're going on episode 6, 4 episodes left, and this supposedly had a $225 million or so budget, and I guarantee you, we haven't even seen half of it yet. And I feel in my heart that 100% we are gonna get Doctor Strange because. With Evan Peters, I feel like it's confirming that we are going to enter the multiverse of madness, and the cliffhanger will lead into Doctor Strange too. That in my heart feels certain. But can I say, I feel like not a lot of people have mentioned this. They've mentioned Nightmare and Mephisto. What if it's a lot simpler? And AJ, please back me up or discredit me if I'm wrong.
He will either way, so you don't have to.
I got a question. What if maybe behind the scenes we get some Baron Mondo?
Baron Mordo?
Baron Mordo.
It's possible.
Because
I don't think they made him big enough of a threat to give him this big of a situation. Let's just call it.
Well, I just gotta say though, because he was the post-credit scene in Doctor Strange, and they were building up to be the next bad, and nobody's talking about him, and he is Doctor Strange's rival. So I like it. Makes me think.
I mean, if that's true, I don't think he'll be a big main villain. I think he'll be something of Agnes level. I don't see him being the behind the curtains type of guy.
I'm with Ryan on this one. If anything, I think someone else, if Mordo is pulling the strings within WandaVision, I think someone is behind the scenes within Baron Mordo.
So it's possible, but he's not the big bad. He's just working for someone else.
Yeah. So the way I'm figuring this is that it's going to be in layers. So you have WandaVision. If the big bad in WandaVision is Baron Mordo, and then you have Spider-Man 3, and then you have Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Within Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, I believe that we're going to get like the big reveal of who is actually pulling the strings behind Mordo and Wanda.
So we probably won't see the big reveal this season.
We probably won't see the big reveal until
it's going to be
until 2021.
You added a good point, because if we look at this might be a whole 3. It's obviously like a 3-movie plan from what they've said, but I feel like WandaVision is the first act setup. The entire series is the first act setup. The second setup is Doctor Strange 2, but the climax of
Spider-Man 3, then Doctor Strange.
You think? I was gonna say whatever happens at the end of 3 leaks into 3 Spider-Man, or whatever happens at the end of Doctor Strange leaks into Spider-Man 3,
Well,
which
Spider-Man's
might
coming out
cause
first. That's why.
Spider-Man, yeah, that's why Spider-Man's coming out first, and then Doctor Strange.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah, dude.
So Spider-Man,
That's
That's
right.
why.
That's
gonna be the
completely my
second
bad.
act,
I forgot they
and then
switched
Doctor
the
Strange,
release dates. So yeah, forget everything I said. Yeah, sorry about that. But wait, I think it could still work, but I don't think it would be as strong as it would be if they were reversed. You know what I mean? I feel like they can give away. They don't have to give away the whole problem of to why they're leaking in. And we could be put in the perspective of Peter because he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And he's being hunted down at the same time, supposedly. So I really feel like that could happen. Realistically, probably not, but it's something to consider, I think.
Okay, so with Leo, oh my god, my brain is just all over the place. Leo's comment. Wanda at the end of WandaVision, no more mutants. On that subject, on that topic, and House of M, Wanda doesn't just have the power to end like 99% of mutant life, basically. She gains that power. I forgot by who. But she gains that power. I think it's called like the life force. She becomes like the conduit of the life force. So if it's still in continuity with the comics, there's someone that is giving her a lot more power than she actually has to bring things into life, bring things into material and stuff like that. So, God, now I just lost my train of thought. There's a lot to think about. I'm just doing this on top of my head right now.
Dude, we all are. Don't worry.
Hey, I
homie.
think Ian Acosta.
Nah, I
man,
heavily disagree with that.
I agree with this dude right here.
Heavily disagree. I think Kang the Conqueror, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania is the next big bad. I'm calling it Kang the Conqueror.
I'm still gonna die on my hill that we get a glimpse of Latveria and Doctor Doom is somehow introduced. Not saying that we're gonna see Doctor Doom, but that's what the exciting part of this is. Whether you think that's Evan Peters Quicksilver or not, I don't think it is. By the way, I think it opens the door for a lot of different possibilities. Whether that's Deadpool, whether that's Wolverine, whether that's Fantastic Four, Latveria. There's a lot of ways this could go moving forward. I just want to touch on that reveal because I think it's pretty much, I'm 99% convinced that that's the body of Peter from Dark Phoenix. And somehow he was just like blipped from another multiverse and put into that reality bubble. So even though that's the brother, Quicksilver, I don't think he even is aware that he's there.
Wait, go back to that again. What do you?
I know what Deibs is saying, that he was in Dark Phoenix. Whenever that movie ended, the blip happened. He got blipped, but when he got blipped back into existence, he blipped into Earth 616.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Blip is a bad word. I didn't mean blip, but I mean just like he was like plucked. Like he was taking, and this
no. When I say blip, I'm talking about like the snap blip.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about snap blip. I'm not talking about snap blip. I'm talking about just like plot. Like he was taking.
That's what I was
there's
okay, then I got it wrong. My bad.
Hey, Ryan, can I speak to your big bad villain thing? I think what's exciting about this time for Marvel is that there's so many villains that we could see or be that next Thanos. And if you look at like Red Skull, Malekith, even like Ego the Living Planet wasn't that major of a character, but Kurt Russell played Ego. Like some of those guys only got one film. And I'm not saying Jonathan Majors as Kang won't get more screen time, but if it's a one-off thing with Kang the Conqueror and then he gets defeated in that film or he just gets shelved for a different film, that could be a whole different thing. I just think we don't really know who the big bad is yet.
It's Galactus. I 85% believe it's Galactus, but go on, Ryan. We can go on with that.
I fully agree.
Two things. So I see it as I think Jonathan Majors signed a multi-picture deal with Marvel, first of all. So we know that Ant-Man 3 is not his one and only movie. We know he's coming back.
Well, he might be in Loki too.
He might be, but I don't think so, because didn't they say that his introduction was in Ant-Man and the Wasp?
No, they didn't say anything about his
Anyway, you're throwing me off.
They just confirmed he's in it, but we don't know to the extent of.
See, the reason why I believe he's going to be in Loki is because they're gonna introduce the Council of Kings in Loki.
Yeah,
that's why I believe he's going to show up in Loki first. Then
I just think I see Galactus as like the MCU ending type villain. I think like I'm not too big into comic books, but when I see or hear Galactus, bro. It's in his name.
I have a perfect theory for your issue.
Please,
I have a perfect theory.
Please, AJ.
I don't know. I think Doom could be the next one, man.
I believe that too. But I'm gonna break this down.
Doom.
I'm gonna break this down real quick. Okay. So we're getting the TVA and Loki. TVA is basically the watchers of the entire multiverse, right? So you have the entire multiverse. You have different multiverses. One multiverse is going to be with the X-Men. Fantastic Four, and then you have a separate multiverse with You have it with Avengers, okay, and then the reason why I believe that Galactus is going to be like the main villain, is to one up Thanos. Thanos was universal. Galactus is multiversal. That's why I believe that Galactus is going to be the one to be the destruction of all of the multiverse, and the way they have to defeat him is a little bit of
Flashpoint.
No, not Flashpoint.
I think the multiverse is too early in its stages for this to happen so fast.
But
it's years down the road, right? Years.
No. I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about in the distant future. I don't believe that they have Galactus planned out right now. I just believe it's going to be in like
100%.
7-8 years behind forward. But there's a comic story, and I think it was oh my god, I gotta remember what it was. But regardless, there was a storyline where the universes are starting to collide with each other, and you have Iron Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, basically the what's the team's name?
I think we just need to start thinking of how to take these giant theories that we have and mesh them together, because that seems like what really happens. Every time there's a theory or something, it's very by the books, straight. It's very from the comic books and stuff like that. It's very obvious. It's very obvious.
I think when someone says a Luke Skywalker reveal, I think to me, a Luke Skywalker reveal at the end of WandaVision would be
not Doctor Strange.
No, it would be the cast of the Fantastic Four. That would be the biggest bombshell that they would announce that.
Well, I believe that we're gonna get Reed Richards, where they were talking about. I have a friend, that knows what is the term
aerodynamics.
Yeah, so I believe it's either Reed Richards or Doom, just to get Dev's hype. I do believe. See, there you go.
So do we think that they're hiding the casting right now? Or do we think they single-handedly specifically casted Reed for this and then kind of held out on the rest of them? Or do we think we casted them all and just kept them secret right now?
100%.
Yeah, go low.
I was going to say, look. Okay, look. I'm with you guys, okay? Don't hear what I'm not
I'm glad you're not with us, honestly.
No, like don't hear what I'm not saying.
Going. We're always hearing what you're saying.
But look, to me, that's not big enough. To me. Because no, just look at the statement, right? No, look.
Family.
No, look. If fans were waiting for Luke Skywalker, right?
We're Luke Skywalker of the MCU. That's the hard thing.
We're waiting for someone. We're waiting for someone that we know. So, in my opinion, I just think we're gonna get someone on the level of, if not the guy, something like Patrick Stewart or someone from the X-Men family. In my opinion,
what is
someone that we know?
The entire WandaVision is about family. It's about family. Come on, guys, put the pieces together.
And it's
definitely Reed Richards. It's the Fantastic Four reveal.
Yeah. To deepen this theory, I guess, they had a pretty traumatic event happen to them that caused them to get their powers, which lines up with Wanda having a lot of traumatic incidences, because in the timeline, this all happens within 4 years for her. For us, it's been happening since the end of Captain America Winter Soldier 7 years ago at this point. That's the first time we saw Wanda is in the cage by, God, what's his name? Because he was barely in the MCU. What was that villain's name with the monocle that tested on them? Von Strucker. Yeah, Von Strucker. So to us, it's been 7 years, but to her, it's been like 4. Not even. It's been 3 years for her.
Interesting.
But no, I gotta disagree with that. Captain America, I don't see them bringing him back unless
it's too early.
I agree.
Yeah, no, it is way too
early.
Captain America will come back in some heroic moment during like years down the road during like
even his own show
final battle. That's where that's going.
And honestly, these are two things that I'm hoping for if we do get a Captain America back. Is it can't be future, it can't be present, it can't be whatever timeline we're in. They have to go back to when he put the Infinity Stones back to where they went. I'm gonna touch on that. Leo, Hydra Cap's a good one for the.
They already used that gag, but they're not doing Hydra Cap. They already used that.
It's going to be in the What If series, right?
I think.
It
might be. But I think we might be getting a Captain America TV show set in the time period of him traveling to give all those reality stones, or not the reality stones, the Infinity Stones, back to where we took them in Endgame. And as he goes through those, maybe it'd be a 6-episode series, and each episode's each individual stone. And maybe that's kind of like the cameo TV show for when everyone can kind of just come back and do whatever they want to kind of give that fan service-y back. You know what I mean?
I like
you can
that,
jump. Yeah. So I think that's one thing. And then the whole Wolverine thing that's been going around as a rumor.
The old man storyline?
Yeah, the old man, or no, him and Logan fighting in war together. I think that's a rumor that I've been hearing, is that sometime when Cap goes back. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm just saying that'd be cool. I definitely think my first one's more likely.
At the time,
Reed Richards relationship. Now is the time to slow play the Reed Richards, Victor Von Doom relationship. Ryan says, "Give me Doom." Like that's where this MCU needs to move forward to. Slowly building that jealousy, that dynamic, and moving forward into when he becomes Doctor Doom, and hopefully a Doctor Doom solo film. Sorry.
AJ, go before I dive
on Ryan's comment on what's the next sitcom. I believe they're done with the sitcoms element now. I believe.
I don't.
What era are they on right now?
All right, so you're
90s.
Yeah, okay, then you get one more. I believe you get one more, and then that would be it.
90s Halloween. You're gonna get a Full House Roseanne 90s Halloween episode for sure next week. I think that's going down, and you might get a Modern Family episode the week after that. But I think that's it.
Yeah, so we've got dude, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think we all had these fucking massive theories. I thought it was, I
didn't have any of these theories until I just got on.
No, dude, that's what I'm saying. I know we all had some theories to talk about, but bro, this is 10, 15 different theories we just spurted out there out of fucking nowhere. But we're talking about how everything's connecting. But you know what? One film we haven't spoke about that this isn't connecting, but it's leading to attention in the film. That's Monica and Captain Marvel's relationship.
Yeah.
I got a connection on that.
You what?
I have a connection on the movie.
Okay. So to break it down for you guys real quick, there's a little type of dialogue going on, and Monica kind of gives this sly remark oh yeah, we don't need her, when Jimmy Woo brings up bringing Captain Marvel into all of this to help them, and she's like, oh no, we don't need her. So to put it in perspective, Captain Marvel disappeared. She hasn't seen Captain Marvel since she was a child. Captain Marvel only
that we know of. That's what I'm. But it's kind of seeming like that, because didn't Captain Marvel say that she's been gone this whole time in Endgame, in the very beginning, when they were trying to explain why she didn't come down to help in the first, second, or hell, even Infinity War? Man, AJ's really thinking on this one.
He's
keep going.
So we. Oh, go ahead.
No, continue.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I don't think she's seen Carol Danvers until since
she hasn't seen.
She hasn't
seen Monica or Monica's mom, and Monica's mom died during Infinity War, or no, 2 years after Infinity War.
Yeah, well,
2 years after.
And so Captain Marvel only came back in Endgame, which is 2018. She disappears again, comes back to shoot her body through the ship and defeat Thanos for a few bits. But that's all about it. We've seen her on Earth and Tony Stark's funeral. So she's gone 20 plus years without seeing Captain Marvel. And I can only assume what her mom has said in those 20 years that has kind of shaped her opinion on why she disappeared. But Deibs, go ahead, man.
It's implied during Black Widow's hologram, and I think Infinity War. I think it's Endgame that she was off and on back to Earth. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, that's right. She did say that she was coming in for those post-op meetings, like those brief meetings, like once a month. She spoke about, but Monica wasn't alive.
Yeah. So do you think that like Captain Marvel visited Maria like on her deathbed, and then Monica like blipped and missed that?
I think that's going to be seen in Captain Marvel too. I think her, Carol Danvers and Monica's mom are just going to get this touching scene because now Monica is going to be the leading force instead of her mother now. And now we have to develop that relationship because it seems kind of broken. And I think that bonding moment between Monica or Monica's mom and Carol is going to be a big thing because I think Carol's going to realize that she's been missing so long. And Monica's mom is her best lifelong friend, especially through the military and all the sexism with being a female in the military in the 90s that she went through. So they were really good friends, and then she kind of disappears once she gets the powers for 20 plus years. And I feel like that's going to be that kind of connecting moment between the two characters. I know we're kind of going a little far in the future, but go ahead, Deibs.
Geekly Good says, and I love how Darcy acknowledged Wanda's power level in this episode, saying that she could have single-handedly defeated Thanos. I said this last episode, man. I was like, can we just get an Omega nod? Like Jimmy Woo, like, that's an Omega level mutant. Like, we need to take her down. Or Hayward says that. That would be the most epic mutant drop. Just want to throw that out there.
No, you're absolutely right. Does anyone have any opinions on this whole Monica and Captain Marvel type of? You had a theory. Go ahead, AJ.
For Monica, I believe that in Captain Marvel 2, she will develop powers, much like how Carol did.
That's what she does in the comics, though.
Do you see her blood test? Her blood test or something?
Yeah, no. It didn't show up.
There's no results, so she already has her powers.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yep.
Ooh. I saw that, but I didn't think of that.
Yep, she had her blood test, and Monica was like, "No, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it." And they were like, "There's nothing. There's no readings. How does this make sense?" And so, by the way, I think she developed her powers.
Guys, you just saying that kind of gave me a theory. It kind of gave me a theory. So the only two people we have seen leave the hexagon or the hex is Wanda and Monica. Monica only left because Wanda wanted her gone, right? What happened to the beekeeper when she wanted him gone? He got sent God knows where. So do we think that Monica might have gotten powers from the hex? From one, maybe being inside it too long, or the energy that's keeping them in, whatever is keeping the form of the hex. I don't even know what to call it. So maybe I feel like that's what gives her powers. And I feel like this could be a rippling effect for a lot of the side characters, like the guy at Vision's workplace that we see in this episode, that Vision kind of gets him out of his trance. That I do want to touch on real quick about how Vision is not compelled by this, which is probably his powers in the whole Mind Stone, and how the fuck that is. Bro, this is just insane. Someone stop me real quick, please.
No, I'm pretty sure that I wrote about the hexes a lot in my reviews. I've been seeing that over and over and over again, and it was really cool for Darcy Lewis. I feel like her entire character plot was to like, it's a hex, which that means is we're gonna get full on witches, and I think that leads with Agnes's character.
And they were teasing her name in this when they were trying to figure out what to call her. Like, what's her alter ego? What's her name? They're like, we don't know. Wanda.
I love how they don't know. They have no freaking idea.
They got no clue. And we've been here like, yo, WandaVision, yo, Scarlet Witch this, Scarlet Witch that. And they're just like,
Deibs, pull up Leo's comment. I think this is going to be fun. What you got, guys?
Woo! I'll give you guys the base. I know it's not going to happen. John Krasinski. I want them to go with a lower, like a no name if they don't go with John Krasinski. So I'm going to keep it at that for me.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm not good at these castings. I'm really not. I would like them to go outside of the box. Whether that's go. It doesn't need to be a white character. Just make it a very strong, charismatic character. I don't really care about casting, to be honest. That's just my personal opinion. But I just want it to be done well with careful character development. That's all I care about.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Deibs here. I don't really care. Well, I don't care who he picks, who Kevin Feige picks, because I believe whatever he chooses is going to be great regardless. Yeah. But if I were to choose, I would pick the guy that was the main actor in Walking Dead. I forgot his name.
Andrew Lincoln?
Oh, Andrew Lincoln?
Yes.
Really?
That's who I would.
Interesting. That's not one I would have thought for sure. That's definitely not one I thought. But you know what? Let's talk about Vision, because Vision was easily the best part of this episode. I gotta say, bro.
Hey, wait a minute. 40 minutes in, we haven't even talked about the episode. We're just talking about the series.
Dude, that's why I said in the beginning that, dude, there's just so much shit that happened in this episode. So
much to talk about.
And dude, it's just insane. But before, I just want to say, bro, Paul Bettany. This is his show at this point. I know it's called WandaVision, but he's stealing every scene. Dude, this guy is legendary, and I want him to have that haircut for the rest of his life because he absolutely rocks it. But let's just talk about all the crazy Vision stuff that happened. Bro, what is going on with Vision, bro? We know this is the real Vision. Yeah, go Leo.
Can I say? You guys keep calling me Leo, bro. What the hell? Okay, so can I? That's twice, guys. Can I just say how exciting it is? Because Vision obviously is parts Jarvis, parts Mind Stone, parts. He's not human, right? So he's getting emotional, and that's what's so exciting. Because from Civil War to Infinity War, I mean, a little bit of Infinity War, he showed his affection, but we're mostly seeing him subservient to Wanda. And this is the first time he's defying her. He's like, no, this is not right. And I love it. Like, and their dynamic and their chemistry is on point so far, man. Like,
Lo, I want to touch on that. I simply only believe that's because he died. He has no memories, he said, of what happened before we saw the very first episode. So I want to think him being Jarvis heavily impacted his personality and gave him more of that protected front of being more methodical and thought out, which he still is, but now he's a little bit more emotional, as we see. And that, I feel like that was a lot of the Tony Stark in him, was a lot of the non-emotional stuff. AJ, I know I almost said Leo. I know I'm going to die. I don't know why I got Leo on my mind tonight. Leo, I'm thinking about you, man. It's clear. But yeah, I just want to say, man, this show is absolutely insane. But AJ, I was going to say low this time. Damn it. AJ, go.
Okay, so, and what is it? In Infinity War, you had, oh my God, I'm just drawing blanks on blanks right now. Black Panther's sister. Someone help me out here, please. Shuri. Yes, we see Shuri working on Vision to get the Mind Stone out. I do believe that she is rewiring his brain to think that he's more emotional. But of course we know that he died. But I still believe that rewiring was still there when Wanda or whoever brought Vision back. So that's why he thinks that he feels more emotional, and that's where you get to see the fear and rage and confusion on his face within this episode. Oh God. And go on.
I didn't even realize how do we talk about how he's feeling when we don't even fucking know how he realizes what he's in right now and how he has the Mind Stone.
That's the beauty of this show.
That's the beauty.
The weirder it gets, the better it's getting.
Because if we look back at the trailer, Wanda has like this whole Mind Stone type vision type thing. I don't know what it is, but we see her touching the Mind Stone in the trailer, so we know the Mind Stone's gonna play a hefty role within the next 4 episodes. Because now we're finally starting to clear that halfway mark. We're finally starting to get into that third act. After episode 6, it's all Endgame from there. Pun intended, by the way.
It shows you that Wanda's not fully in control of everything in that village. She might be controlling the village, but she's not controlling the city, if that makes sense.
I think she's controlling anything that's not monumental to the community. Because when it comes to big changes like that, I feel like it's the person who started this all. So he gives her that ability to think that she has it by actually allowing her to change so many different things that it just seems like a much bigger thing.
And the confirmation was that she admitted that she had no idea how she even got to the bubble to begin with.
No, yeah. Does anyone have any more theories before we kind of go over the general episode?
There's so many. I just want to say,
hey, Ryan Harrison. I actually commented it too, but Ironheart is getting her own series. They've cast Riri already, so I think Shuri's gonna take the mantle in some shape or form, like in the comics. But
that's awesome.
No, yeah, definitely. Anyone got any more theories on Vision before we kind of pushed this aside?
No, I just want to say I said Mephisto day 1, and I'm pretty sure it's going down. So I'm pretty happy about that.
All I have to say is I think he's 100% alive, and whether it's
really? They confirmed that she can't resurrect.
No, but no. What I'm saying is whether it's confirmed it is this time stone that Cap returned from Endgame. See, this is interesting to me. This is like a whole new ball game. We don't know what's happening, right? What if the big bad of this series has the Mind Stone that Cap returned? Because you know what I mean? There's another Mind Stone in play here.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
That would be a whole ripple there, yeah.
This is actually where Kang the Conqueror comes in then.
Yeah.
I'm going with Ryan on this one. Kang the Conqueror is known to go on many universes. So what if he gets all the stones that were destroyed but brought back to their original places, and then came back to this reality and just started all of this over again?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely possible, but
that's a BS theory.
It's definitely possible. There's a lot going on there. To like, are we sure that this is a one-off? Like, there's only one season of WandaVision.
I'm pretty sure this is a one-off.
One season.
So there would be a lot of backtracking there for that moving forward with the films. So I think that's a tough sell. I don't know, man.
I don't believe it either. I just started talking out of my own ass. So
okay, I
definitely think it's possible, because I think what you're seeing for the first time confirmed this week's episode is that Wanda has created the ripple of the multiverse. That has happened, and we're seeing it now with Evan Peters' Quicksilver. So
yeah, I don't think she realizes the consequences of what she's doing.
So. Right. I'm gonna regret asking this. I ask it every single week, but I feel like now that I'm asking this, we're 5 episodes in. It seems likely something big is bound to happen with this character, and that is Agnes.
Yeah,
bro, we've had 5 episodes out of 9, and we've barely seen Agnes so far. And they've got such a big actress to come in for her. And it's the MCU. They've had big actresses come in for big actors and actresses to come in for small roles, but she has confirmed that she is a major part. They've confirmed she's a part, and they're leading in the show that she is a major part by not giving us details on who she is. So now, as we keep going, now that we keep getting little and little information, I feel like from the first episode to the 5th, she's just had less and less screen time as we've gone on. And I feel like she's just got to play a bigger role at this point.
100%.
What do you guys agree?
Agnes is the wild card. She is she's Agatha Harkness. That's going to be confirmed very, very soon. But she is the one that I think is the wild card because Sword or the FBI have no idea who she is. It's very much clear that Wanda can't control her, and C, you see kind of that reaction to her when the dog died. Did she kill the dog or not? By the way, rest in peace, Sparky. You only lived one day. You'll be missed forever. I love Sparky so much. That killed me. But anyway, I think that there's more questions than answers because as much as this kind of prolonged, I don't think it's a coincidence that we saw her screen time more when kind of Vision's world was crumbling around him. I think Vision's recognizing that not everyone is who they seem, not everyone is in control, and not everyone. So much is about control in this episode. So much like Wanda's trying to control everything in her reality. And I think that it was made pretty clear that Agnes is not one of those puppets. And
it's her reality, though.
Yeah, I think that she is definitely working for whether that's Ralph and that's Mephisto or whether that's Nightmare. I think that is all but confirmed. And it's just a matter of when that gets revealed. But I do think Agnes is really central to what proceeds with the hexes, with the witches, all that. Because dark magic is happening. And I'm ranting.
Hey, Deibs, go to highlight Sunny's comment really fast.
That one?
No, the go up one.
The Agnes husband, yeah.
So, I've been saying that since day one.
So I don't think he is.
So we don't know who he is, right? We don't know who he is. But
no, I thought we do. We do.
It's Ralph. It's Ralph.
No, but I mean, would you guys be upset if the big reveal, if we see him and we see a whole different character, like someone like Baron Mordo, or
I don't really care.
If it's a big character, I don't get why they would use it on such a useless character so far. He's only popped in and out. At that point, just leave him in the background. I don't know why he would have to be inside to be, but that's just
Wanda made a deal with the devil, didn't understand the ramifications of what she did. Yeah. And to do that, there's a consequence, and she has to give Wiccan and Speed to Mephisto very soon. Did we not talk about this last week? I said, what is the trigger for Wanda to go full on Jean Grey crazy? Like she's going to explode. And that is Mephisto shows up probably within the next 2 or 3 episodes and takes her kids. So I think that is going to be
end of episode 8 right there, baby. Right there.
It's going to blow up, and that's going to give everyone their powers. It's going to, whether that's Kamala Khan or Reed Richards or whatever, that is the trigger event for what's going to proceed.
I'm glad you brought that up, Deibs, because if we look at Wanda's story, it's all about loss.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Her entire story is about loss. I literally can't think of a good thing that's happened to her since 2014. I feel so bad for saying that, but I feel like since WandaVision is her own and Vision show, Vision is her not counterpart, but her spouse in the comics, as everyone knows from the show now, if you didn't know from the comics. But I think by the end of the season, she's going to have a form of acceptance. And I feel like that's what's going to close her arc from what's been happening from day one to help push her forward into Doctor Strange 2 and to help her fight whoever this big bad is. So I think Quick and Speed definitely play a role in that. I don't think that if they do get taken, that she will get them back at the end of the season. I think she has to accept all of her loss in her life before to prevail to save her children. And unfortunately, I think that means losing Vision at the end of the season. Like I said last week, I don't see Vision continuing past WandaVision, but I think that that's kind of what brings her into the second film, which gives her that driving force to really help Doctor Strange. Maybe the big bad has the two children that we see in this film. And I saw a tweet earlier from one of the children saying that he is in the show and he might be in the future MCU. He kind of alluded to. I'm not saying he said anything, but he alluded that he's casted now. Like, no one says that we're casted, and being such a young person or not a big name talent, I definitely think they have plans for these kids to go on. So
AJ,
I definitely
Wiccan a Young Avenger?
I'm sorry, what?
Wiccan.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So right there again.
What? No, I thought it was Speed that was. Sorry, I thought it was Speed that was Young Avenger. I don't think Wiccan was.
Okay.
Can we pull up Ryan's comment real quick? Because I wanted to. He brought something up. Did we overlook Wanda completely thinking Peters? No. It was mentioned as soon as he popped up or the bell rang that she didn't know who he is, because Vision X, who's at the door, Wanda, she's like, I've got no clue. I'm not crazy, right? She said that?
No, she didn't say I have no clue. She
said something
confused.
like that.
No, she looked confused at first, and then she said Pietro, as in like in the question. She didn't say anything about being, no, I don't know this person or anything like that.
No. Leo says both Wiccan and Speed are Young Avengers. I think that's really.
Oh my god, dude!
I think that's been the plot device of.
How did I just get this?
I think that's been the plot device of the entire series. Is not just like establishing Doctor Strange 2 or Spider-Man 3, but it's building the seeds for the Young Avengers.
And we already got Kate Bishop. You know, it's coming. It's coming.
We got Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel's coming. And I just want to say,
guys,
Ironheart has
I thought it was really cool that we didn't. The people don't know who Wanda is. Like when coming into this episode, I thought it was pretty established that Scarlet Witch is a legit badass in this universe. That was clear that they don't, like, Hayward had no idea who this person was. He was calling her a terrorist. I think really kind of like another main plot is Wanda accepting the Scarlet Witch name, and she's going to come out of this being one of the strongest Avengers, period.
Can I have a hot take really fast?
Go ahead.
Because I know you guys are in the beginning of the show, you guys are saying like what a douchebag he is, but you got to think about it from his perspective.
Yeah.
I didn't
The
say
only
that.
reason why I don't like him is because he's raining on Jimmy Woo's parade. But but he doesn't know Wanda, and all he knows is that she blew up a building in, you know, where was that? Was that in Europe?
Sokovia, right?
Yeah.
No, that was in Africa, wasn't it?
Ian, I want to bring that up. It doesn't have to do with who she talks to. It has to do with who's or what's from her past. Because as soon as we saw her leave the Hex, she went straight back to the Sokovian accent.
That was so. How great was that moment, by the way?
So
that was awesome.
We spoke about this on like the very first podcast for WandaVision about how her accent differs throughout this now the show, but now the whole MCU. Her accent kind of deferred, but now she went back to that hard accent. I felt like I feel like she goes back to the accent when it comes to something from her past, which brings me into the Pietro stuff. What if they rewrote the past, guys? I'm just saying it seems fucking crazy and very unlikely.
See, I don't believe that
But what if they rewrote the past enough to only change her memories of the original Pietro?
See, I believe that, but it's only rewritten into that specific area.
No, yeah, it's only rewritten for her like that.
No, not just for her. I'm just talking about.
No, but like it's hard to explain. Like me and you were talking about the same thing. I know what you're talking about. I can't put it into words either. But I know
I think I can. I think I can. So
yeah.
Okay, so I believe that it is rewritten, but it's in that area where she or someone formed a reality within that specific area, and then when she comes out of that area, she remembers everything from the death of Pietro, everything that happened in my God, in Avengers, just everything else. But when she comes back, she just can't. She she doesn't remember how everything started post Endgame. So whether she did strike a deal with the devil or Nightmare or anybody of the sort, she doesn't remember anything past that or before that at all. So that's what I believe, at least. So nothing.
Sunny has a fun point, man. I don't think it'll be set in stone, but I like Sunny's thinking here.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
what?
I want to say this real quick. I definitely think that Young Avengers will more than likely be a Disney Plus, since Secret Invasion is a Disney Plus show, and they've already confirmed that they're not gonna go strictly comic book what happens there. So they're gonna change things, because they've already said Secret Invasion is not as big as it was in the comics.
Well, they always
in the
change
comics.
things.
It's gonna be interesting.
They always change things, but dude, Secret Invasion in the comics is an Avengers level movie type thing, I would say.
I think Young Avengers will be interchangeable. I think you're going to see She-Hulk. I think you're going to see,
and that's why they're going to keep it into a Disney Plus show.
Yes, I think it's just gonna be not like a Young Avengers film, but I think you're going to see rotating parts, different cameos, different things like that.
I think we're going to have the Avengers films, right? We're going to have those for like those big name people, and then but those will be all theatrical, and then Young Avengers will go with Disney Plus, and then they'll kind of use that as the rotating member foundation, I think. So when they want to introduce new characters to eventually lead into the Avengers, they go into the Young Avengers. So I think the Young Avengers every season is going to change the cast like Legends of Tomorrow, whether it's going to be one person or two people, maybe the whole entire cast changes. You know what I mean?
All that.
So I definitely think that's what they're leading to. And then I think they're going to use that to kind of sense who the audience really wants to see in the next Avengers movie.
Mm-hmm. Sonny says every Young Avenger will debut on Disney Plus so far, right? So we have Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan will be in Captain Marvel 2, correct?
But she also has.
We don't know. Yeah, but we don't know when she gets introduced.
Right. She's going to be introduced in the show, and then she's going to be in Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah.
And then you have Kate Bishop.
Monica.
Kate Bishop's been announced.
Yeah, and then you have Ironheart. You have I don't believe Monica is going to be in the Young Avengers, but if she is, then yes, Monica's
going to be like
in
35 by this point.
She-Hulk will
no, she's got to be like 30. Since she has,
I was going to say, I think She-Hulk and Ironheart are definitely going to play a role, because those are the upcoming shows on the slate. So
yeah, I mean, Ironheart is
that right. Question. You got that right.
I mean,
hey, there's a line, Leo.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is AJ.
Do you think the Young Avengers will be better than the Defenders?
Anything is better than the Defenders. Anything is better than the Defenders.
Was that really your question?
Bro, the Defenders didn't even become the Defenders until like episode 7 of 8.
But don't forget that we are also getting Moon Knight. We're also getting Blade, which Blade just got their
writer, the first African American woman writer for them.
Yes.
That's what makes me think that we could get that Reed Richards reveal, because they kept Shang-Chi a secret. They kept Blade a secret. You know, those little things that Kevin Feige does so well.
The thing is
casting.
The casting, yeah.
Oh, but I believe they didn't keep hidden though. They said they casted him like the day before Comic-Con.
All right, maybe I'm thinking.
Also with Kevin Feige, he already said that they are just starting writing stuff for like X-Men and Fantastic Four. And I was like 3 weeks ago, I think it was like either a month to 3 weeks or somewhere around there. They just started writing for it.
They're for X-Men related. I think Fantastic Four is definitely coming 2023. I think Guardians might be the middle. Wait, Guardians coming out May or undisclosed release date yet?
It's undisclosed right now.
So I'm gonna go with a holiday 2023, simply because the holiday episode is coming out the year before 2022 next year for us. And I don't think they want to have us see the characters 6 months apart at that point, because May and July are those prime time slots or movie months for Marvel films. So I definitely think that's going to be the end film. And I think we're going to see Fantastic Four maybe summer 2023. That's my idea right there. But do we want to touch on anything that we might have forgot about real quick before we kind of go into our wrap up, because we're about an hour and 5 minutes into this?
Dude, I'm just torn up over Sparky, man. Sparky's just
Bro,
he was such a good dog. He was such a good boy.
Rip Sparky. But you know what, guys? I feel like I made a joke on Twitter. Every single week, we're just going to say this is the best episode. And you know what? That's because it is. Every week has just been getting better and better. And whether that's because we just have more action or just know more things, that's up to you. But dude, I'm loving this. I feel so bad for the people that had this spoiled for them.
Yeah, for real.
Because if you guys saw my Twitter video, I sent it to all of you. I fucking flipped on that moment because I didn't.
And then you poked yourself in the eye. You're like, oh, my eye.
Well, I poked myself in the eye. That's how I didn't think they would pull something like this, whether it is or isn't the actual Pietro from the MCU, or not the MCU, the X-Men universe. But dude, this just keeps me. I just want the rest of the season.
What's up, Jameson?
I don't want to wait 4 fucking weeks to find out what happens.
That's really it.
I am dying over here of just MCU content. But you know what? I'm also glad. So we have it all spaced out. We're never dry of MCU content like we were for the past year and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to give this episode just a 9 at this point. I kind of don't want to grade them because I think we gave them all like a 9.8 last week. And at this point, we can't get like a fucking 12 out of 10. Yeah. So I'm just going to say this episode's fantastic. Please watch it. And I want them to release ultimate cut of this. Take out all the credits at the end of each episode. Take out the
oh man.
Wait, whoa. Don't pull a Zack Snyder on us.
The credits moments of this episode when like Wanda wanted nothing to do with being confronted by Vision was so good.
I'm talking about like the end credit.
Okay.
Like the end credit stuff. No, like all the beginning stuff. I feel like would be a great implementation into into a cutted version of this, because as we see exactly what the outside world sees. So I'm gonna start going. Wait, I'd love to see Blade to be self-contained too, unless he just.
That would be awesome.
That would be really cool.
Can I talk about Blade real quick? Can
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm going to make it happen.
Just let me have this, okay?
No.
What if we get the Legion of Monsters, but we won't get like Dracula and stuff like that. But instead, the team will be consisted of Blade, Ghost Rider, She-Hulk, and let's just say Moon Knight. That will be incredible, and I just need that to happen right now. That's all.
Wow,
that'd be awesome.
Do you guys have any final thoughts?
Yeah, so I agree. I mean, to be honest, I don't think we've gotten enough to say like, oh, this season is groundbreaking or whatever. But I will say that this was the best episode so far. I'll grade it episode 5, episode 1, and then episode 4. Generally in the 9 range. It hasn't hit 10 for me yet because I feel like they're pulling their punches.
Bro, they're holding out for the finale is gonna be insane.
They're teasing us. You know, this is foreplay.
I fully agree.
Yes, that was my analogy of this.
This is all foreplay.
The series are the foreplay.
They're gonna drop
the movies is just sex. That's what it is.
Episode 9, man.
Bro, it's just gonna show us, dude. Wanda is just gonna show us her ginormous penis at the end of this season.
Okay, that's where we ended right there.
That's what.
All right, let's close it down.
That's the real villain.
Hey, real quick before we get out of here, hey, Sonny has a good question though. Let's answer that.
All right. I said this during my response to this. I thought initially it was going to be Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was my first guess, and then It could have been anybody like Deadpool, but I don't think that would have meshed well with the tone of this series. But anyway, Quicksilver was a shock to me. I did not expect that. Anybody else?
I as soon as it happened, I was like, okay, it's Evan Peters, because we already knew that he was going to show up regardless. So that's why I instantly assumed. So that's just me, though.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I thought it would have been Doctor Strange too, but honestly, he's too big of a character to have a basic ass intro like that into the show. I feel like if they're gonna introduce Doctor Strange, it's either gonna be in a battle. He comes in last thing, he's like, Wanda, what the fuck have you done? Something like that. I feel like it's gonna happen, but yeah, guys, dude, I just don't even know how. I'm gonna wait this week. I hope we don't get a rough week again, because this was a hard week for a lot of WandaVision people. Spoilers on top of spoilers.
I ain't get any of that.
No, I've been off Twitter for as soon as I heard that there were spoilers, I was off Twitter for like literally a week.
But I want to say something about the spoilers, because I know Leo said that he caught them a lot on YouTube, and I actually caught them on YouTube, and I confirmed with him the title of the video before I opened it, because I was hoping it was like a fan trailer or some shit like that. But dude, we've had so many things between episode 5 and 6 supposedly releasing today. Like, bro, I just want to know how all this happened. I hope this doesn't happen again. Any final thoughts, you guys, before we close this out?
I graded this a 9.5. Oh, go ahead, Loretta.
Oh, yeah, no, go ahead. Give your grade real quick.
Yeah, my grade was a 9.5. My previous episode 4 was the highest of the season, a 9. This was a 9.5 for me. And if these last 2 episodes are any justification for where this series is going into Spider-Man 3, into Doctor Strange, and the Multitude of Madness, like, who knows, man? Kevin Feige, you're on that pendulum as Dave Filoni, man. Just all hail Kevin Feige, man. You guys just crushing it. Keep it going. Keep it going.
It's more like Dave Filoni is starting to become like Kevin Feige, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'll just say that
we'll wait until all the Star Wars series come out, then we can compare the two.
As much as they try to dismiss it, because Evan Peters was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not playing the same character." Wink, wink. The minute they leaked it, I knew it, and it pissed me off, because that to me was a spoiler, in my opinion, when they announced Evan Peters would have a role in WandaVision. So that pissed me off. But I will also say, though, I kind of wish that Aaron Taylor Johnson got like some kind of like send off, even if it was like a vision or like a dream.
I think he's gonna get it. I still
like, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's just like a dream, like the actual Pietro from Age of Ultron, I think he deserves a goodbye. Like, Wanda, I'm dead.
Aaron was seen on the set too. I remember him being seen on a set. I don't know if it was the WandaVision set, but he was seen on a set, and I fucking agree with you, Lo.
So I that's what I was hoping for. But other than that, this was my favorite episode so far. I cannot wait till we start getting into the goods, because, like I said, man, it's all foreplay right now, man. Like,
this is the best.
I'm gonna cry. Are we doing a reaction pod? Are we gonna, if we get a Reed Richards like reveal or Dr. Doom Ladveria reveal?
Okay, guys,
I have to call it now. I'm fucking dead if they do that.
Are we doing a live reaction to the season finale?
Look, man, at least 8 or 9, we got to do it.
We have to.
No, we got to do the season finale, dude.
You're good. You guys don't have to wake up early then, because I'm not waiting. I'm telling you this now. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting.
Bro, I'm staying up. I don't go to sleep.
Yeah, no, AJ, I'm there, bro. I'm gonna be awake.
Okay.
What time are we talking about? East Coast time. What time are we talking about?
2. No, wait, 3.
Okay.
Do they release at 3?
Yeah, 3 in the morning, midnight for me.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
So we'll all be up. We'll be here before then to watch a movie or whatever, just so that we know that we're here and we can start WandaVision on time.
Bro,
Woo!
dude, this has got me so hyped.
It's confirmed.
Dude, I just want to say before I wrap this up, I have not had any experience. Like, I wasn't part of the Game of Thrones craze, so I know a lot of
baby
guys. I know a lot of people.
So good,
dude. Every week it was throw theory, bro.
That's all I did. I literally did that for like years.
Yeah,
Game of Thrones is coming back too. It's gonna be another. Yeah,
next year, baby. But you know what? I'm not watching it. Can't force me. But you know what, guys? I'm so glad we're here talking about this. Bro, stop yelling at me. The only way I will watch Game of Thrones is if someone buys me the 4K Ultra Collector's Edition box set. That's it.
Why?
I don't know why, but that's about it.
Wait, don't you have HBO Max?
Yeah, bro. I don't care.
You can watch it anytime.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
Burn!
Is the boo. Pietro is the boo. Maximoff is the boo. Dormammu's the boo. Thank you guys
Hey,
for coming
Bishop.
out
There
tonight.
we go.